talking in the commercial because why not? We're talking all things menopause with Naomi Watts, Brooke Shields, and our menopause guru, our Drew Dr. Suzanne Gilberg-Lenz and Dr. Judith, here to help us figure out the mental piece of all of this because it's such a crucial part. Okay, what about the treatment? Because that is an area where it is not a one-size-fits-all. I want to talk about, hormone replacement therapy, progesterone. Then there's also the interesting discussion about antidepressants. So how do you have the strength to go, I'm going to try, I'm going to just start trying and see what happens and go from there?
I think you really have to trust your doctor. Mm-hmm. I am so grateful because I had a lot of faith in my doctor very early on who put me on HRT. And it was safe for me. So for me, I most of my changing around was just the delivery methods. So I went from a spray, then I went to a patch, then I went to a pill, and then now I'm on gel. And it's safe for me, and it is my choice. And I feel good about it, and it's really been helpful. And I do break it down in the book.
And we do what we can. Talk about your companies that you started.
Yeah, Stripes Beauty. I called it Stripes because we've earned them. And I did it because one of the symptoms that crept up on me, which I had no understanding of why, I was working on a TV show, 12-hour, 16-hour days, hot lights, itchy, irritable, dry skin. And I'd go to the dermatologist and they would say, okay, here's some ointment. It would be good for a couple of days.
Which can eat away at the epidermis.
Yes, thin your skin. So then I, with some research, deep dive, discovered that our skin, the loss of estrogen thins the skin and dries it out. But we created Stripes Beauty for us to feel supported. I wanted our symptoms to be addressed with gentle but deeply hydrating lotions and potions.
But I also think that another important piece of it, is this belief that we are not just menopause. What happens is we're either the ingenue or it jumps from your 20s to depends. Or like
I got hit up recently by a company to do incontinence ads for that.
I did too.
I'm not kidding.
I got that at like 50 though.
I'm 50.
Because I was on it and I was like, when I laughed, I was like, don't laugh. It's like, when you're breastfeeding and somebody else's kid cries and then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, you're like, oh, really? So I make a joke about it.
It happened this morning. I was brushing my teeth with my daughter, Frankie, and I laughed and Piddle came out. And I was like, maybe I should have taken that
kid. we could do it together.
I mean, seriously.
But what's interesting about it is, I make jokes about things. I go for humor, that's sort of
and
my
your books are a
approach.
testament to that. These are the funnest reads. They're so humorous. They're so go on this journey. They're so happy and joyful. I think as well as addressing the tough stuff. It does both.
We don't have to be, this isn't doom and gloom in the way that we have been fed, that narrative. There is a celebration also that happens in this era of a woman's life. It's why I started Commence, because
Which is all over my house. Both girls have it in their room.
So
I have it in mine. I have it in the shower. It's everywhere. Those bottles are literally ubiquitous to my visual.
Thank you. There was something, I was very interested in the changes, but I didn't want them to become I wasn't relegated to just being old and dry and finished and one foot in the grave and, you had a good run and that's it. And I really did study up on this. And what I was most moved by, and our community grew so quickly, and the questions they were asking was about hair. And so I wanted to become really, really knowledgeable. And scalp health was a piece of the whole puzzle that I had never heard of anybody talking about. Like your pores through menopause and lack of estrogen, they shrink. I love the stuff that gets bigger and then
I was going to say, I'd love that on my face. I'd like a tighter pore here.
But it's different. Your face can take in hyaluronic acid. It's a molecule that your skin can take. Your hair, because of the follicle, doesn't take in hyaluronic acid. So I said, we need to find a way to quaternize it, make it teeny. And women, their hair, if you have a good hair day, you carry yourself differently.
It's so true.
And this era of our lives is about carrying ourselves differently. And we have different challenges, but by the same token, we deserve to have products that cater to the over 40 woman and deal with that.
Well said. Okay, we're going to go into our commercial break, which I don't want to, but the good news is when we come back, we're continuing this amazing conversation.